Alright, so hello. Another day in the corruption lane. Alright, so the situation is that, for many of you that don't know my story, I am a survivor of many retaliations against, basically for me blowing the whistle on initially a governmental agency, a governor in Texas that, well, don't get me started. And then I won 2 cases against two cops that illegally arrested me. And what can I say? I have a big mouth. I know. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Oh, that's right. They've tried. What I learned is the more that I exposed Texas corruption, the good old boy system, our lawless, very flawed system, and how crooked the cops are here. Oh yes, like no other. I don't care what anyone says. I've lived in so many different places. I've traveled all over Europe, and I've never seen such a good old boy system. You know those creepy movies you see based on true stories in Texas? They're all true. And all I can say is I'm writing a script right now. I was told by a movie man to do it, that he trusts me to do it, and I think I'm doing a really great job considering that I'm having major flashbacks and, can't sleep very well. This too shall pass, right? It's pretty brutal. But, one thing I've learned is all the retaliations I've endured, everything from sexual abuse by several officers to being beaten up to all the cover-ups to people lying and saying I'm crazy to cover up Texas, their hot mess here, and doing everything they can do to commit so many crimes against me that no one would believe my story. Can you imagine living in a world where people know if you call the police, they either won't come or try to have you institutionalized? And imagine how horrific that would be, that you could literally be dripping in blood and know that you can't get justice. That has been my world in Texas. Now, my mother recently said, how many times can you get robbed? And, Johnny and I laughed because, you try every day. If the robbers know that the police won't do anything, I'm like the easiest target. Hello, you can do whatever you want and cops won't arrest you. Like, it's so funny because people have committed crimes against me and laughed in my face and said, call the cops. They won't do anything, you crazy bitch. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, wow, this really, really sucks, to be quite blunt, because I can't believe I'm sitting here, just got robbed of, this amount of money, and, my car illegally taken, my 42,000 Mini Cooper custom built, and I still haven't gotten it back in 9 months. And yes, it was stolen because the police arranged to do a stakeout, and then when I gave them the location, I went back and my car was gone, and I'd never been able to get it back, and they told the tow company to take it, and that I abandoned it. And this is after the detective David Hawkins in Lake Jackson, Texas, said he did a 3-hour stakeout at my car and basically tricked me so they could get rid of my car. And then now I'm a victim of my purse being stolen, my car being stolen. I had to walk 2 days to a different city because the police told me word for word, get to walk and we're not a cab service. Yes, Texas. Now, imagine a woman walking, no purse, a man who just sexually assaulted me, by the way, caught live on video, put it on Facebook, and the police have the nerve to say that it didn't happen. I'm like, it has 2,000 viewers in one day. Are you really going to pull that? Oh, they did. They said that my car would be given back, and it was done at the Walmart parking lot where the crime took place. So no one would claim the car, nobody would pay the bill, and now it's like $7,000 or $8,000. I'm like, forget it. That's all part of my federal lawsuit against the state of Texas for massive retaliations that happened for Amy Sharon speaking the truth and not giving in to the good old boys. What I learned is this state is so corrupt and so terrifying. This short script I'm writing is actually a horror movie, And I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm actually doing a short story about my story, and it's actually going to be categorized as a horror film. And I know that sounds weird to you, but it has been, you know, if this movie was done right, it would be one of the scariest movies you've ever seen. I mean, no one would ever believe what's been done to me to shut me up. And, you know, I remember seeing the movie Conspiracy Theory and thinking, oh, come on. And crazy movies like The Net. And I'm going, there's no way, like, the government can be that corrupt and all that. And I'm living it. I'm living it. And I can only hope that if I told my federal judge in a letter or a motion that if I don't get justice in the courtroom, I'm going to get it with publicity. Because I am one feisty person that will not let the bad guys win. I am far from your average. You know, I was raised with a Mr. Mom in Hollywood. I'd seen it all. I had pretty much lived it all. And I'm just going to say I'm one tough cookie. And yeah, I might not look like I am, but believe me, not only are my words strong, but I'm actually stronger physically than I look. I took self-defense classes. I have managed to weasel my way out of 3 or 4 life-threatening assaults, including being strangled, where the police said the license plate that was given by a random stranger that witnessed this man strangling me in the woods. Oh yeah. One of my many obvious being targeted in retaliations against me. The police said they ran the tags, they were no good. I'll never know what's true. I mean, I've had a stalker situation for years. I've had 2 journalists try to terrorize me, one for years. One got away with robbery of easily over $250,000. And still there's no police report, even though I've made many and they always vanish. Just like the police report against Rowena Youngflesh, who got away with not only admitting that she completely committed perjury, but that there was a false police report made on me during my CPS trial that she claims isn't even her signature, yet I lost my daughter over being arrested the day before the verdict. I hope you heard me well. Let me repeat it. I was arrested, never ever arrested in my life, at 42 years old, and forced to tell the jurors that I was being charged with a felony, but then I don't ever get convicted of it, and then they put me on a year restraining order where I lose my job working in a mauling agency. I lose my home, I lose everything, I lose my it doesn't matter. Anyway, the theft, no joke about it if you count my house and my car, and then all the robberies, and then Rowena getting away with, not only getting away with admitting to a lawyer named Lori Grabowski, who was my original CPS legal assistant and lawyer. All right, listen carefully. She admits to her 8 years later that it was all a setup to have me lose my only child, who I haven't seen in like 9 years, or, you know, it's unbelievable. Was taken at 2. She's been gone almost a decade, whatever. And she admits, this Rowena Youngflesh, originally going by Rowena Freeman, she admits to the lawyer, Lori Grabowski, and says, I want to do a sworn affidavit that the whole thing was a hoax, the whole thing was bogus. I was told to say things, I regret it, I'm a reborn Christian. I hope you're listening. I've had my whole life destroyed over lies, corruption, and retaliations, and robberies. No joke. So imagine this. She comes to my hotel room, caught on camera walking out with 2 mink coats, 1800 white gold china, and a very rare stone, 40 carats, that my beloved grandma Gladys Sharon left me, that she said would take care of me long enough to get my daughter back. And this Rowena woman, who's admitting that she wants to do a sworn affidavit and confess her sins, basically, ends up getting away with robbing me blind, and it's caught on camera, and the police do nothing. Are you listening? Remember, #1 CPS witness. You want to talk about people that have immunity? You want to talk about people that have the power to take me down and destroy my life and know that they can do it? Know the police won't do anything. Know that the media won't cover the truth. Oh, sure, they put me in the media. They put me in major news. It's not even like close to what I've been through. But it's okay. I've always said that justice will prevail. I believe in God. I believe he chose me not for who I am or who I was, but who I'm supposed to become. I don't know how, if anyone thinks they have a sad sob story and they want to commit suicide or they think they can't go on, please look at my story. I'm a woman who had it all. Had it all. Traveled, had a blessed life, had, Porsche, Lexus, everything you could imagine. Wore $2,000, purses around my shoulder and, wore all Christian Dior, Prada, Gucci, worked in the modeling business as a talent agent and a makeup artist, and I had it all. And I lost it all over speaking the truth. I went homeless, literally homeless, after living a very comfortable life, being a wonderful mother, living in a big, beautiful home in the Galleria area in Houston. That's a very prominent, area, whatever. And I went from that to living in a tent in the woods. And then I went from that to literally on the streets for a few days, literally sleeping on the street because of injustice and because of corruption. And I never thought in America that someone who's had as much evidence as me could lose this big. But you know what? I'm not a loser because I'm still kicking forward and I haven't been knocked down where I can't get up. Sure, I'm tired. Sure, I see a difference in the way I look today, from lack of sleep and stress. But you know what? I'm proud to be standing, and I'm standing tall. And I won't give up. And I believe, no matter what I've endured, that there's some bizarre purpose. And I somehow believe there's going to be a happy ending. And I believe it for you all as well. If you don't curse God, if you don't say, why is me? Don't become bitter. I went through a little stage where I became bitter. I snapped out of it. It wasn't me. It went against my nature. I know who I am. I'm a good, giving person. I've been this way ever since I was a kid. I've done anything to help people, given the shirt off my back. Literally, I have given money that I didn't have to the homeless, to the needy. And I'm not going to have my character or my reputation destroyed on lies and vicious bullies and haters that have nothing better to do with their time. Rowena got away with robbing me with my grandma's, inheritance to me. And Wilbur Witt Jr., who goes by Bill the Butcher, got away with probably $300,000 in theft. Everything to my name that was in a U-Haul truck that Stephen Steele and I took to his house on a hoax, on a scam that an FBI man, friend of his, was going to get us to the Army base, which is one of the largest Army bases in Killeen, Texas. And he got away with tricking us while I was going to a case that I won against a dirty cop who went to jail for what he did to me. And on the very day that I won, I found out that he was plotting to take everything to my name. Everything I had to my name, everything, all my pictures of my whole life. My father, who once was a celebrity, hit songwriting dad, Mark Sharon, wrote all of B.J. Thomas' greatest hits. You don't believe me? Look at my dad, CHARRON, and look at B.J. Thomas. And he wrote for the Partridge Family, Roy Head, Ronnie Millsap, Don Biederman, and Freddie Fender, all this stuff, whatever. And he took his uncopyrighted music that I was going to myself get remixed and maybe do something, with my own voice that my dad loved. I was going to try to do something. And this guy, Wilbur Witt Jr., who goes by Bill the Butcher, got away with stealing all my dad's music, all my letters from my dad, who passed away a long time ago after a horrible life, after being brutally mugged in Nashville, Tennessee. And he got away with taking all my daughter's keepsakes, all my jewelry, really nice jewelry. He got away with taking my grandfather clock that was in the family like 100 years or something. He got away with taking my grandma's porcelain dishes or whatever, all her china, her silver, all this stuff. And no matter how many police reports I made, my friends, like Rowena Youngflesh, it doesn't exist. Well, they don't realize that I secretly recorded doing the report, and they wrote me and said they can't find it. They wrote me, the police department, we have no record of it. I recorded doing it. Now what are you going to do? So guess what I have to do now? Because this is very typical that they delete my police reports. This is Harris County, Houston, Texas. And yes, our DA, Crooked Kim Ogg, has been part of the corruption. So is our Attorney General. Ken Paxton, who I did sworn affidavits and all this, and promised victim assistance and never got it. The state's a joke. It's a joke. So now the latest, Johnny and I were sleeping. 2 men came in, held weapons at us, violently swinging a metal pole, and they're trying to get the case dismissed from what we're hearing.
Honey, your mom's here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. Gotta go. It's Johnny's. He's alive. Someone post on Google that I did something to him or some crazy. Welcome to my world. All right. Bye, y'all. I wish I could say happy holidays and really mean it. No, I do mean it. I wish the best for every one of you. Never give up. Bye-bye.